Today we have got a Golgari mid-range deck that is right up my alley. Let's jump right in. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to some more standard gameplay video. I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend. Happy Sunday to you all. I'm going to be out of town at this time, and therefore I am pre-recording as much as I can. I'm hoping I can get through every single day. If I can't, I apologize, but we are doing the best we can. Today we have got a Golgari mid-range build. This is taken from MTG Arena Zone, and a really interesting deck, in my opinion. I feel like this is just good stuff crammed into a deck, and that's it. And I'm really stoked for it. So we've got some interesting outlier kind of cards, but some cards that I would like to highlight on the removal end of things. We've got things like Bloodchief's Thirst. We've got Ray of Enfeeblement, which is interesting. Infernal Grasp is here. We do have the Meathook Massacre, even Witherbloom Command, which isn't a card that we see all that often, at least. And then we do have, of course, sitting towards the top, the Binding of the Old Gods, which is just a phenomenal card. The Invoke Despair play is certainly here, which is a card I really like as well. We do have Culling Ritual to deal with a lot of the 2 mana or less cards, so this works really well against things like the Naturalist decks, the Rune decks. Doesn't deal with Runeforge Champion, but does deal with basically everything else, which is pretty cool. We do have the Celestus for a little bit of added mana benefit, and then Sarulf Realm Eater. So this is one of my favorite cards. This is all the way back from Kaldheim, if you guys can remember. But this essentially gains 1/1 counters every time a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard. And so from the battlefield, I should say that. But then at the beginning of your upkeep, if it has 1 or more 1/1 counters on it, you can remove all of them. And if you do, exile each other non-land permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way. Crucially, there's a couple things we need to say there. One, it's all permanents that are less than or equal to, which is pretty awesome because that's like super powerful in the meta right now, in my opinion. Second, it exiles them, which is so crucial. I can't say enough how crucial that is. Again, looking at like the Runes deck as an example, the Kami of Transience is a card that is so annoying to deal with. Just being able to exile it just solves the problem, and so we're gonna certainly try and do that today. We do have Shigeki, Jukai Visionary, I hope I'm saying it all correctly, as a nice little mana accelerant. Now, yeah, we do have to activate its ability every turn and all that stuff, but you can do that at any time, and so we can leave up a lot of our removal package and then ideally be able to throw a land on the battlefield at the end of the opponent's turn. If we need to, we can also return X target non-legendary cards from the graveyard to our hands, so we can channel this out as we go through as well. Dig Up is going to help us basically find whatever we need to find, which is pretty awesome. And then we do have Graveyard Trespasser as a way to basically win the game. This is a great way to exile cards from the graveyard, so it can deal with Kami of Transience, things like that. But it's also just difficult to deal with. You do have to discard cards to do it. It's going to gain us a little bit of life as well. And then we do have Harness Infinity as a freaking cool card sitting here at the top end. This is not a card we see very often, so it's actually really cool to see this. I have not practiced this deck at all. We probably should have, but I'm running low on time, and so we're gonna do the best we can with what we got, and hopefully we have a good learning experience along the way, right? Like, that's the goal. And so we're gonna try this out, guys. Hopefully send it through at least 3 games, and hopefully have some fun along the way. So let's jump right in. Let's see how it goes. All right, everybody, here we are for game number 1. And yeah, I'm actually kind of okay with this hand. It's a little slow, but we do have a Graveyard Trespasser that can get down early. And again, that discard ward effect is actually kind of difficult for the opponents usually. We do have the Culling Ritual as well, which can maybe help us get to like an Invoke Despair play. So depending on the deck we're against, we might have a great hand. Looks like we might have a great hand. The Lair of the Hydra makes me think like mono green potentially, and if that is the case, this Culling Ritual might actually come in handy very quickly. So we'll see. Crucially as well, we can play the Graveyard Trespasser, and the Culling Ritual doesn't actually hit it, and so this like 3 into 4 actually works really well. And depending on how many things or what they decide to play, we might have a good play here. Okay. Nice. That's actually quite good. So we do want to play on the black side. We do have Invoke Despair to play here. So let's go ahead and drop this down. Not a crazy great play at the moment. They can basically get a free attack in to gain 2 life here. They're not going to damage us, but they do get the attack in, which is annoying. Cool. So like I said, we do definitely block. There's no doubt about that. Keep playing on the black side. This has to be a signal to them that, yeah, we do have the... Nice. Not going to attack here. We do need a land. Shigeki can help with that, but ideally we draw it off the top so we can just Culling Ritual and be in a pretty good position. If we do get a Culling Ritual, we should be in great position, though. Like, really good. So they're going to attack in. I'm just going to take the 3. Not going to worry about it. That's less than ideal. Okay, so we do have some options here. Could destroy a creature, so we will lose 2 life, but we would deal with some of their stuff. I kind of want to save that, though, in a weird way. Alternatively, we can just not attack and flip, leaving up Shigeki. Yeah, let's do that. Now, they're going to be able to outpace this, as we clearly know, but we really need a land here for that Culling Ritual, so I think this is probably just the best play for us. It's a bit of a tricky one. This also does get the Culling Ritual away from the Shigeki, so we're not necessarily going to lose that, which is pretty good. Ooh, that's scary. Okay. Let's see if they actually attack. No, cool. All right, that might work really, really well for us here. Perfect. So we do that. That's also a black source, which is really good. So we can Culling Ritual and then Invoke Despair. No, we can't quite Invoke Despair. Do we just 2 and 2? Probably, yeah, that seems fine. And then I do think we want to... I kind of think it's just this. We want to get stuff out of their graveyard here. Let's get that Kami of Transience for sure, and a Naturalist. So we're just going to exile their graveyard essentially here. We will attack just to get these other 2 out of there. This can obviously block, it doesn't really matter, but we're gaining life in this process, and that's kind of the trick. And now they're back down to 3 cards in hand, no cards in graveyard. They have a borrowed time, but they're going to have to discard a card to do this. They get to replace it, worth noting. Sure. Oh, nice. Worth pointing out here, the Invoke Despair does get around the Toski, so this is a way of killing Toski. Just so everybody's clear on that. We do need a black source to make that happen. Which technically that helps us get. Yeah. So let's dig up. Let's go ahead and dig up now. We'll get a black source here. We definitely need the Invoke Despair play available to us here. This is a pretty good position to play it too, to be honest. I'm gonna attack in. We're gonna get this out of the graveyard here, which again I think is very important, because then they're just down to 1 card. Not that they're playing this anytime soon, but it's just like, yeah, they can draw a card off a Toski, but we're guaranteeing we don't have to deal with this card later on. So I feel like that's worth it. You know what I mean? And the question becomes, do we leave up the Infernal Grasp, which I think is the correct play, because if they do play another creature, they can keep the Toski around with the Invoke Despair play. And so I'd rather be able to make sure they can't, like, basically guarantee they have to sacrifice the Toski. I think that's just better, personally. So yeah, we'll probably do that. Trying to make sure that our play patterns here, again, this is the first time we're playing this deck, so I want to make sure that we're doing the best we can. But the reality is, if we were to play, as an example, just to throw this out there, if we play Sarulf, which is certainly an appealing card at the moment, the reality is if they draw a creature, if they draw one creature, they could just play that one creature. And then when we go to play the Invoke Despair, they just sacrifice that one creature versus sacrificing the Toski. And that's a much less appealing play, I think, long term. I'd much rather get the Toski off the board than anything else. Now, worth noting, if they just draw a land, they have Cave of the Frost Dragon available. If they do that, we Infernal Grasp that for sure. And even if they don't, they've got Lair of the Hydra. So this also leaves up a land kill option, which seems pretty good because it would draw them an extra card as well. So I feel like this is worth it. Opponent playing really slow. I'm wondering if they just are seeing the writing on the wall at this point, or if they're like disconnecting. Either way, I think we're in a decent position. This is an interesting position that we're in because, again, we're what, 5-6 turns into the game, and we still have a full grip of cards. We still have a lot we can do, and we're still making decisions, whereas they're in top deck mode. Essentially, they've got one card in hand, but I mean, I think the opponent's just a little mad, potentially. That Culling Ritual was really, really good. Getting a nice 4-for-1 is always pretty awesome. And the Shigeki play to get the land and then go into the Culling Ritual was top notch. That's exactly what you want. That was perfect. We did miss a land drop this game, and we're still here. Yeah, I think the opponent's a little upset, which is fine by me. Let's see what they draw. Guys, I do want to encourage you, if you, as we're waiting on the opponent, to be less spiteful. Is that the word? I do want to encourage you guys, check out the latest collection update video. I believe it was week number 5 for the collection update. A couple weeks ago, we did start the binder series. So what we're doing there, if you don't know, is we have, actually, it's right here. Hold on. It's one of these giant 480 card binders. So literally it's just massive. And the idea is we're going to be filling it up with just cards that I love to collect. That's it. That's the only prerequisite. But we're going through it page by page every week. So we're getting 12 new cards that we get to look at every single week. We talk about why they're interesting to collect, why I like them personally, and things like that. And so I certainly wish you... or I certainly hope that you'll take the opportunity to look through that, because it really is a fun time. It's a blast. Interesting. AO is a bit of a problem, not gonna lie. But I think we just kill it now. And here's the thing. They could have... We're kind of tempting them into putting some counters on. They didn't go for it, which is good. Oh, man. That's bad, actually. That's really bad. Okay. Cool. They just, like, with one card did so much. That was really good. Interesting. Okay. So we can just Invoke Despair. They can just sacrifice these two, though. That's kind of the problem. So I think alternatively, probably want to get this going. So let's kill that. That gives us this back, which then allows us to get the AO out of there. I will attack in with one of these. We're going to get the Borrowed Time out as well. And if they want to block with a Spirited Companion, that's fine. Looks like they don't. Again, the trick here, though, is the Graveyard Trespasser is difficult to deal with. They're going to have to 2-for-1 immediately just to use it. So I'm kind of okay if they go for it. They're rebuilding so quickly here, though. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Well, this is really bad. Yeah. So we do just get to block some stuff here. I really do think we block the Spirited Companion. We need to kind of get some of that stuff off the field here, so that seems like the better play. We do get a Forest. Let's go ahead and pull that one. All right. I mean, I think it's a pretty clear Invoke Despair, right? What else can we do? Just drop a couple of things and hope for the best. So they can sacrifice the Kami and get it back next turn, but that does slow them down quite a bit. Yeah, I think I do that. This isn't an amazing play by any means, but it is a great way to kind of value out some of the stuff the opponent's doing. Okay, they did sack the Hollowed Haunting. Wow. This is a really good card right now. Yeah, I will do this. We're definitely getting that Hollowed Haunting out of there before they have a chance to do anything. Worth noting, guys, we're at 17 life. So, like, they can certainly power out quite a bit here. But we do have a bit of a buffer, whereas they're a little behind on that front. We do also have the Meathook Massacre coming down next turn if we need it. And that's pretty useful. They have to decide if they want to block with the Kami, which honestly, I would take that block, I think, every day of the week. But they decide not to. That's fine. Cool. Yep. Nope. Yep. I think we just block here. Sure. So they're going to draw a card, but crucially, we didn't lose an extra couple life, and we still have our 2 Trespassers. Wow, that flipped. I'm really surprised they're not. Why are they not? Whatever. So we play land. We can just win here, I think, right? So if we do this for 1, we have enough still to... No. No. They can activate their lands. So let's do this. They can't sacrifice a Planeswalker or enchantment. Worth noting. They can Lair of the Hydra for quite a bit. But I think we just win on the attack step anyway here. So we're not even going to get to blocks is the trick. So we do this. And we win. Woo, what a game. Man, that was really awesome. That was a really, really good game. I'm so glad it worked out that way. That was sick. Was that our first game? I don't remember. Let's jump into the next one. All right, guys, here we are for our next game. I don't remember how many games we've played. That's pretty bad. Yeah, we'll keep this on the back of Witherbloom Command. This isn't 100% a great idea. Triple Invoke Despair is pretty rough. However, the Witherbloom is kind of nice. Let's go ahead and play the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. We can drop the Forest next turn, which does allow for the Witherbloom Command. One thing to keep in mind, this is... Oh, that's bad. This is sorcery speed only. So we're going to wait and see what they play before we drop this. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. That's not a card we see very often. Let's go ahead and play the Black Source. Non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less, huh? I think we just wait, though. Yeah, I'm just going to wait. So we can definitely kill the Poet's Quill, which is quite nice. But I kind of just want to see what they do. They might just Environmental Sciences this turn, in which case we're not under a lot of pressure anyway. Oh, okay. They just sacrifice it themselves. Cool. Interesting. Really interesting, actually. So now do they Environmental Sciences with the treasure token, or do they just not do anything? Looks like it's a not do anything kind of play. That's good. We need that. Do we go for this now, knowing that we're gonna want the black lands? Nah, I'm gonna be greedy. This isn't the right play most likely, but I am gonna be a little greedy here, and we'll see what happens. I think their deck is probably going to be a bit removal heavy as well, so this is going to be interesting. I kind of want to capitalize on the big play here. Yeah, and this is going to be a big play. All right, so now I'm kind of wishing we did Witherbloom Command. Wow, they didn't go for the immediate. That's hilariously interesting. Okay. If we get a black land, that'd be great. No, but pretty close. I am just going to Bloodchief's Thirst this. Not even gonna worry about it. Let's just get it out of there. This is not a Blood on the Snow deck, obviously, so we really don't have to worry about that. This is a landfall deck, however, obviously. So again, another black land would be great because we can get this off the field. I'm just going to go ahead and do this now, though. There's really no reason not to do this, I feel. Let's go ahead and get the Wrenn and 7 out of there, just in case. I don't know what they could have, but I'm not really interested in finding out. I'm really holding on to this Witherbloom Command. It may not be worth it, but the reality is this can deal with a lot. So I'm kind of waiting to see what we can do here. Another Environmental Sciences. So eventually they're just going to learn themselves into a mascot exhibition. I assume that for Wrenn and 7 is their win con. Thankfully, we're kind of just biding our time here, but they have a lot of land. Yeah. So we can Sarulf Realm Eater. Okay, so I actually do kind of like this. So let's do this. Let's do this. We'll mill 3 and destroy. So we target this and we target this. Give me a black source. Wow, no lands. That's really unfortunate. That sucked. That really sucked. Okay. Wow. Yeah, cool. Come on, black land. Please, a black land. That's so good. Decline. That's not a black land. Yeah, this is not gonna go so well, I don't think. What do we take? Probably just this. It really doesn't matter, I don't think that much. I'm just gonna play a Meathook for 0. It's not a big reason to be honest, but I'm going to. Cool. I really need a black source, guys. This is so important right now. Yep. Come on, deck. Give me a black source. This has trample as well. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna take it. It's a lot to take, I know, but we're taking it. Decline. Come on, black source. Oh no. Okay. So what can we do? This is literally all we can do. So we could kill this. Gains us 1 life, and then we lose Sarulf. But I think... Oh, this doesn't even gain us a life, does it? So we're probably dead here. This is probably a mistaken attack. We shouldn't have done this, but it's fine. Yep. We do kill that, though, which is kind of nice. And that does put a counter here. Oh my god, what is this deck? All right, well, we're dead. That's insane. That was a really cool game, though. I'm kind of into it, but that was ridiculous. If we had had a black source, think of how good an Invoke Despair last turn would have been. We still probably would have lost, but, like, that would have been so killer. Dang. All right. Well, guys, let's talk about this deck. All right, guys. So how do we feel about it? Actually pretty good. I don't remember if we did 3 games or not, but regardless, we still did, I think, okay with this list. I feel like this just has all the answers built in, and like, if you can get there, you can get there and you're good to go. I do think there's obviously some rough matchups, and I think that Abzan deck we were against is certainly one of them, just because they can outpower pretty quickly. And so naturally that's going to be a difficult time for us, but overall, I really like this deck. I thought it was sick. 100% would recommend. 100%. Really do enjoy this. I love Golgari as a color combination anyway, and it just has so much going for it in terms of graveyard removal. It's got difficult threats to deal with. It's got ways to deal with other threats, and so in general, I think it's a really good deck. Very well set up. I don't think it's not one of those things that's going to be really good against everything, but it's going to be pretty good against most stuff, if that makes sense. It's similar to like old school Jund in that regard, and so I really like that. But yeah, great deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. Make sure you do check out that collection video from yesterday. I do appreciate any and all support on that series. It's a blast to do. So thank you guys so much. I love you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you again very soon.